Hi, CP Algebra 1. This is our first video of quite a few videos that we'll be doing. Each class period we're in class, we'll watch 2 of these videos for the first couple weeks just so you know where to go and take notes, and then there'll be built-in questions to go along with it, and then you also will have 3 extra videos outside of the class to also take notes on and do the problems that are embedded. So I hope you do well, and let's get started. So this right here is going to go away eventually when we get back to regular school. Right now it's July 18th, so it's sitting there for until we update our stuff. So not a big deal. It'll go away eventually. All right. So first thing, I'll talk about, what about an integer? Well, what's an integer? Well, an integer is like 4 or 7. 8, 10, -8, things like that. Those are all integers. There's no decimal or fraction attached to it. Okay, addition is the one of the lowest orders of math to deal with. Subtraction is also a very low order of math to deal with. And one step above is multiplication, and one step above that is division. And so basically, for the most part, you do math problems if they're all in a row from left to right, like you would read a book or read a text or something like that. And you've probably heard the acronym Pemdas, or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And what that basically means is P is parentheses. Parentheses are these. They can also be square brackets. They're the same order. An exponent is when you raise, you have a power, so like 4 to the second power, this is your exponent. Multiplication, well, you know that, like 4 times 2, multiplication. Division, 10 divided by 2 is division. Or division can also mask itself like this, okay? So there's 2 different ways to look at a division problem. Addition, you've been doing that since kindergarten. It's basically counting, and subtraction is your takeaway. So those are all the situations that you deal with in math, and you go in the order of PEMDAS. Okay, you start at the top and you move your way down, and there's certain things that could take place. These are grouping. So parentheses are some way of grouping, and that could change the order that you do the problem in. So if you had an addition problem inside parentheses, you would do the addition problem first, even though the addition's way down here. Okay, because it's grouped. It changes the order of what you do math. Okay, so let's take a look at this first problem. So parentheses first. So 6 plus, and then we're going to go ahead and add those together. 6 squared and divided by 3 minus 4. So the addition and subtraction will be what you do last. So we want to take care of the exponent first, because that's the next part of PEMDAS. So 6 squared, that's 6 times 6, that's 36. And then we're going to look at this going left to right. I have addition, division, subtraction. Well, the division comes next because that's the next highest order. So 36 divided by 3, 3 goes into 36 12 times. Then you subtract 4. Now we go ahead and read this from left to right. 6 added to 12 is 18. 18 subtract 4 is 14. Our next problem, we do have some grouping, but then we also have, in the group, when we have a division problem, in the grouping, we also have an exponent. So 2 to the third is like saying 2 times 2 times 2. So if you multiply 2 times 2 times 2 together, you get 8. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. And then I have 8 divided by 4 divided by 2 minus 12 plus 1. So now we have a division problem and a division problem. So here's your first division problem, and here's your second. So let's take care of what's on top first. So 8 divided by 4. 4 goes into 8 twice, so you get 2 over 2. Subtract 12 plus 1. 2 over 2 is the same thing as 1 when you reduce it. Subtract 12 plus 1. And now we're down to an addition and subtraction problem. So let's do it from left to right. So 1 subtract 12. You have $1, something costs $12, so you still owe 11. So negative 11. And negative 11 plus 1 is equal to negative 10. from these ones, we want to just evaluate these. So we have these values up here, and that's what our variables are equal to. A variable is a letter. So our y value is 2, so I'm going to write that as 2, and that's going to be squared over x plus z. So x is 1 plus z, which is 5. So let's take care of 2 squared. 2 to the second power, or 2 times 2 is 4, over 1 plus 5 is 6. And then you're like, you know what? 2 goes into both of those, so I can reduce that fraction. So 2 goes in 4 twice, 2 goes in 6 3 times. Again, we have some more variables, but we have numbers embedded in there. So we have x and y. When two things are together, that means they're being multiplied. So x times y plus z plus 4 is already given to us, times z, which is 5, all over 2. Let's take care of what's inside the exponents. So 1 times 2 is 2. 2 plus 5 is 7. Plus 4 times 5 is 20, and then I have 20 divided by 2. Okay, let's see. 2 times 7 is going to give me 14. And can I reduce 20 over 2? Yeah, 2 goes into both of them, so I get 10 over 1, and 10 over 1 is the same thing as just 10. Remember, a number over 1, you just write it with the number. So 14 added to 10 is 24. All right, next problem. So I have a square root sign. Ooh, square root sign falls into the radical, or the exponent category. Okay, so I have 2, and then I have y to the third power. Y happens to be 2. Okay, let's take care of 2 to the third. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. 8, so this right here became 8. 8 times 2 is 16. So then I get square root of 16. Do you all know what the square root of 16 is? What times what gives me 16? Yeah, it's 4. No other problems there? All right, distributive property. So this distributive, when you have things grouped and you have a number out in front, you want to make sure you distribute over. Now, things you want to be careful of, and I'm going to highlight this right here. This portion right here, notice there's a -5 preceding the parentheses. So I'm going to distribute both the negative and the 5 to both of those. So I have 3 minus 5 times 4 is 20. -5 times 3 is -15. And then I have an x. I can combine together things that are like terms. So 3 subtract 20. If I have $3 in my pocket and I find something that's $20, I owe 17 still. And then minus 15x. I can't go any further than that because addition and subtraction, you can't combine unlike terms. Next problem, we're going to make sure we want to distribute the 1/2 over the parentheses, and we want to make sure we distribute the negative over the parentheses. So 1/2 times 20 and 1/2 times 24. Half of 20 is 10, and there's an a that comes along for the ride. Half of 24 is 12. What should I distribute on this one? Just 4? No, distribute the negative as well. Okay, so -4 times 2a is -8a. -4 times +1 is -4. Now I have some like terms. I have a 10a and a -8a. 10 minus 8 is 2. The a comes along for the ride. And then I have my numbers, my integers. 12 subtract 4 is 8. So 2a plus 8. Now, realize I have my letter coming first here and it comes first here. I could have rewritten this one this way if I wanted to. There's really no right or wrong. We would prefer to get to this way, but if you got to this point right here, you have it correct. Just realize during a multiple choice test, if we had something like that, we would have the green answer. We wouldn't have the red one. So just realize you can manipulate it. Make sure you carry the sign to both. And that's it. So make sure you have all your notes written down and any questions, and have a great day, everybody. Take care of one another.